Welcome to The Big Idea. I'm your host, Faith Lark. Today, on The Big Idea, imagine a brilliant mind, driven to the brink, contemplating a desperate act of self-harm. Today, we unravel the story of Vasubandhu, a philosophical giant, and reveal how his moment of profound regret became the catalyst for a revolutionary transformation that could reshape how you view your own beliefs. Have you ever held a blade to your own tongue? In a dimly lit room in ancient Nepal, a renowned Buddhist philosopher named Vasubandhu gripped a knife with trembling fingers. His crime, words spoken against truths he now held sacred, the weight of his past arrogance pressed down on him like a mountain of regret. How does a brilliant mind reach such a breaking point? What transforms a celebrated scholar into a man willing to mutilate himself in penance? The year was 360 CE, and Vasubandhu's reputation preceded him through every temple and royal court in India. His mastery of Buddhist philosophy had earned him acclaim throughout the land. Yet beneath the surface of his intellectual achievements lurked a growing unease. His older brother Asanga, a respected Mahayana Buddhist teacher, watched with quiet concern as Vasubandhu's certainty in his own understanding became his greatest obstacle. The words rang with conviction, but they masked a deepening hollow within. You might recognize this feeling, that gnawing sensation that despite all your accomplishments, something essential remains just out of reach. Walk with me through the streets of ancient Purusapara, where a young boy sits cross-legged in the corner of a bustling marketplace. While other children play games and chase each other through the crowds, Vasubandhu's eyes remain fixed on a philosophical text. The air fills with the aroma of spices and incense, but he notices only the sweet scent of palm leaf manuscripts. Merchants shout their wares, but he hears only the distant echo of scholarly debates from the nearby temple. They didn't understand that his different way of engaging with the world would one day reshape Buddhist thought itself. His intensity, his focus, his inability to accept simple answers, these traits marked him as unusual, but they also contained the seeds of transformation. Picture yourself in the grand hall of King Vikramaditya's court. Hundreds of scholars have gathered to witness Vasubandhu debate against the finest minds of the Samkhya philosophical school. The stakes are immense. Victory means royal patronage and the spread of his teachings throughout the empire. Defeat means obscurity and the death of his ideas. But as Vasubandhu rises to speak, something unexpected happens. The very arguments he has crafted begin to unravel in his mind. Each point he makes against his opponents echoes back, challenging his own deeply held beliefs. The crowd sees only his outer triumph, but inside doubt has taken root. The brothers sit in the monastery garden, where lotus flowers rise from the mud to bloom under the stars. Vasubandhu dismisses the gentle criticism, but his brother's words plant themselves like seeds in fertile soil. For years, Asanga had tried to show Vasubandhu the deeper wisdom of Mahayana Buddhism. Each attempt met with intellectual resistance, yet something in Vasubandhu's heart began to stir. The certainty that had been his armor started to crack, revealing vulnerability beneath. During an intense period of meditation, Vasubandhu experienced what he would later describe as the Great Awakening. Like scales falling from his eyes, he suddenly understood that all phenomena, everything he had argued about, everything he had clung to as solid truth, were essentially mental constructions. The realization struck him with the force of lightning. His entire philosophical framework crumbled, revealing a deeper truth he had fought against for so long. If you're enjoying The Big Idea, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, Mental Models Mastery. Learn to make better decisions and think like Einstein, Da Vinci, and Socrates. Now back to the episode. The word echoed through the halls of Nalanda. Former colleagues turned their backs as Vasubandhu began teaching his new understanding. Students who once hung on his every word now avoided his gaze. His public embrace of Mahayana Buddhism and the doctrine of mind only triggered a fierce backlash. You know this feeling? It's the cold isolation that comes when you dare to change your mind about something fundamental, when you challenge the very beliefs that once defined you. The price of growth is often paid in the currency of belonging. Which brings us back to that room in Nepal, to the knife in Vasubandhu's hand. His remorse wasn't just about being wrong. It was about the impact of his words, how his previous teachings might have led others astray. The blade trembled closer to his tongue, the instrument he had used to speak against truths he now understood so clearly. But this moment of crisis became a turning point. Instead of self-destruction, Vasubandhu chose creation. He channeled his regret into writing the works that would transform Buddhist philosophy forever. The 20 verses and 30 verses flowed from his brush like water breaking through a dam. In these texts, Vasubandhu articulated the profound insights of the Yogacara school with a clarity that still illuminates minds today. His words spread across Asia, shaping Buddhist thought from Tibet to Japan. What started as personal transformation became a revolution in understanding. The very qualities that had once made him seem odd, his intensity, his questioning nature, his refusal to accept easy answers, became the tools that helped him articulate truths others struggled to express. Consider your own certainties. What beliefs do you hold so tightly that they might be blocking your view of deeper truths? Vasubandhu's journey challenges us to examine our intellectual pride, to remain open to transformation even when it threatens everything we think we know. This isn't about abandoning your convictions. It's about developing the courage to question them, to let them evolve as you grow. It's about recognizing that sometimes our greatest strengths, our knowledge, our expertise, our reputation, can become our greatest barriers to understanding. Vasubandhu's story isn't just about ancient philosophy. It's about the universal human struggle between certainty and growth, between the comfort of known truths and the discomfort of evolution. His journey from intellectual pride through crisis to transformation mirrors the path each of us must walk if we wish to grow beyond our current understanding. Today, somewhere in your life, there's a truth you're resisting. There's a perspective you've dismissed without truly examining it. Vasubandhu's challenge to you is clear. What would happen if you loosened your grip on certainty? What deeper understanding might be waiting on the other side of your doubts? The blade that once threatened to silence Vasubandhu instead became the pen that illuminated the path for countless others. Your own moments of doubt, your own struggles with certainty, might just be the beginning of your most profound transformation. Let us each find the courage to question our beliefs, for it is through this vulnerability that we truly understand the boundless nature of our interconnected existence. On the next episode of The Big Idea, Vasubandhu's journey transformed Indian thought, urging us to question the very nature of reality. But what happens when that quest for truth moves from the monastery to the marketplace? Imagine a world where enlightenment isn't found in ancient texts, but in the daily grind of a Bombay tobacco shop. Next time, prepare to meet a figure whose insights will challenge everything you thought you knew about self and reality. He wasn't a scholar or a monk, but his teachings cut through illusion like a diamond. Discover how an ordinary man found extraordinary wisdom, proving that the path to enlightenment can be found in the most unexpected places. Don't miss this incredible story. It might just change how you see the world and yourself. Next week, we delve deeper into unveiling the nature of reality and self, and our upcoming story will highlight how the illusion of the individual self dissolves, revealing the profound interconnectedness of everything. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, Mental Models Mastery. 7 mental models used by humanity's greatest minds. Think clearer, decide faster, and spot opportunities everyone misses. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/bi. Thanks for watching.